Get it back, y'all. If you didn't know, now you know, man. It's the mother freaking spot. Yo, shout out to Upscale PR, man, for being in the building, doing what they do, because they keep it, they keep it 100. They keep doing what they doing, and yo, Leslie said, "Yo, DJ Sean recognized she loved your match." So
Appreciate
let me
y'all. Appreciate that.
let me just pull that up, man, because it's just one of those things, man. And you probably didn't get to see the other one. The other one was woo, woo, woo.
Yo, I did not know uh, Eminem had a restaurant called Mom's Spaghetti. Did you know this?
No, but you
Yeah,
know
man.
what? Moms always make the best spaghetti.
This is, I mean, hey, it was a hard bar, and everybody, it stands out because of the movie, of course. Um, so I'm quite sure that he probably didn't, I'm sure he was sitting around one day like, man, what else could I do? And, branch out a little something. Yo, man, you should do a restaurant. He's like, what am I gonna call it? And I bet you it was one of his mans that said "Mom Spaghetti," and he thought about it for a second. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Great, man.
But
Great. So
it's
dope
the
for him.
simplest thing. It's the simplest things that hit
It's,
the heart.
it is. It is, man. It
It's
is
the
like,
simplest
bam, like
thing,
you go, why didn't I think of that? Yep. Yep. No doubt.
right? It's the simplest things, the things that are most relatable.
Yeah.
Like, and even if we think about the companies that today that we frequent the most, right? Apple. Let's just talk about Apple, right? Apple is one of those things that everybody know what a damn apple is,
Right.
right? Because originally it was Macintosh, and then we sitting there, what the fuck is the Macintosh?
Yeah.
And, and then he like Apple. They threw an apple. Everybody know what it looked like when you bite into an apple. That's their logo. Very simple, very straight to the point, and this, that, and the third. But we got our guests in the building, right? International Nova, definitely making moves. But before we even bring International Nova in, I want to drop one of his old joints, right? Something that was out for a little bit. Um, before we get into that, before we bring him in, I wanna definitely play this, so this way the individuals that are watching and the people that are here really see what we about to get into. Right? I feel I need to turn my hat to the back because I need to be in my International Nova swag. I'm just saying. But all right, here we go, y'all. International Nova, let's get it.
Smash Mouth Films.
You gotta pick one, bro. You gotta pick one. Just one.
I don't like that number. Like three.
You like three?
I don't like three. I like four.
I mean, three is two.
Nah. Shut it right there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see
She
it.
can be a part of my three.
I think I just found my one, though. I just found my one.
You didn't get her.
I'm gonna get it, man.
Check your brother.
I'm good.
They're running.
Hey now, she ready, she on that way now. Shorty wanna play, my bed is like a playground. We get it rockin', no stopping. Go and tell a friend, we lit, we get it poppin'. Wanna wait, that flight is on a standby. If you wanna link, just hit me up on a red eye. Cause we can go, yeah, no we can go. Take it to the spot overseas and let you glow. I don't want vanilla chocolate, you my top pick, not a cherry can top it. I know they all jelly cause he always be poppin', but you my favorite girl, ain't no other option.
Got so many flavors, but you my favorite girl. You're the only one in the whole wide world. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah. Hey. Ayo. My favorite girl. Oh.
O-R-I-T-E. Favorite girl, her favorite song is always on repeat. She's my everything and more. Okay, I said it. Me or more. No, I can help it. I wanna tell myself I'm quite selfish. I know it. Me and Babe vacate the favorite place we going. Big head, blue Franks, yeah, I let her blow it. And you ain't gotta ask who my favorite, she know it. I don't want vanilla chocolate. You my top pick, not a cherry can top it. I know they all jelly, cause he always be popping. But you my favorite girl, ain't no other option.
Got so many flavors, but you my favorite girl. You're the only one in the whole wide world. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah, yeah. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah, yeah. Hey. Ayo, ayo, ayo. My favorite girl. Oh, oh, oh. In the whole wide world. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah, yeah.
F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E. Favorite girl, her favorite song is always on repeat. She's my F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E. Favorite girl, her favorite song is always on repeat.
She know it.
And we back, y'all.
Yes, sir.
A
And
little
we got
throwback.
a little. Is it a throwback? Like, is really that far?
I mean, you know, I consider that a super throwback now because now what I'm doing is more Latin and more Afro based. But you know, I'm always for the ladies, man. So I'm always doing lady records. You know what I mean?
I know that's why you got the hat to the back, you got the long hair, you got the beard. Like you just be trying to kill him.
Got the shirt open just a little bit.
Ron, you know what I mean? All for the ladies, right?
Oh yes.
No, but you know, thank you guys for having me, though, man. I appreciate you guys for real.
Nah, man, yo, this
Nah,
is
man, it's all
love,
love,
man.
man. Salute, man, salute. Only you say we only like to show love and encourage those that put in the work, man, and come with that quality product, man. You know, if you got the proper vibes, man, we want to promote that. That's what it's all about, man.
Nah, thank you. I appreciate it, bro, for real, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. But even though that's a throwback, man, the visuals on that is dope, man. I like the you know, the whole vibe of the video, man. I like that you incorporated the light skin and the dark skinned women in there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to please all the demographics.
Well, you know, I've always been about inclusion for me, man.
Yes, sir.
So, you know,
Yes, sir.
one thing about me and
Message.
and one thing I always tell the females too is like, you know, I'm not about just one type of female, right? When it comes to women, man, I'm all about you know, just different type of skin tones, different type of people, you know what I mean, all ethnicities, and you know, down to that. That's something that I kind of keep when it comes to just friends in general and people in general. But down to the females that I like, man. I don't have a specific type. As long as you got a dope vibe, a dope energy, I'm rocking with you. And you know, the ladies is that's who I cater to. That's who my music is catered to. So, you know, I appreciate that.
Yep, there it is. There it is, ladies. You heard it here.
You know, it was light skin and chocolate. That whole verse in that, and then it was like the whole cherry on top thing. So I just kind of want to know what your thought process was when you spit that bar.
Again, I mean, you know, light skin and chocolate. Like for me, one is, you know, me being light skinned, me being Spanish. You know, I think there's always that misconception that we only date light skins and all that. That's not me, man. I love my chocolate women. I love my Asian women. Like, you know, again, if you got a beautiful vibe and a beautiful energy, I love it. I don't have a specific type that I like, man. I just like women, and I feel like women is the greatest thing in the world. And you know, not only do they give us life, but you know, they do a lot of other things for us. And you know, it's about celebrating that, man. And you know, honestly, you know what's crazy about that record, man? I recorded that record in about 25 minutes. A lot of my records I record pretty quick. I write pretty quick. And I remember that night we had a lot of liquor in the studio, and I was just having a good time, man. And shot the video. The video was on rotation on BET and MTV, and it was funny. I walked into the mall one time in Atlanta, into Foot Action, I think it was, and the video was playing on the screen of Foot Action. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool
Yeah,
too.
I bet it was a nice day in the mall.
Yeah, it was. It's always dope. It's always dope when you get acknowledged, right? And when your music is acknowledged. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right, man.
You know, it's super duper important, and I hope that you can answer this question.
Yeah.
Right. Because when did you fall in love with hip hop? Because what was it that really like just hit you and you was like, yo, this is what I wanted to do? Sometimes it's hard for people to identify with it.
Yeah.
But I hope that you can really do it to make people understand why you do what you do.
So for me, when I first fell in love with hip hop, I can't forget it. It's something that's embedded in my mind, man. And it was Tupac, Me Against the World. And as a kid growing up in the Bronx and the South Bronx, we were around all types of music, whether it's hip hop, Latin, whether it's Afro and dancehall and West Caribbean music, West Indian music. Growing up in the Bronx, man, I was always around the bootleggers as a kid, and we just knew that where one of the local bootleggers kept his CDs and his tapes. And me being a kid, I was like 7, 8 years old, man, and we borrowed a box of CDs that we never gave back, by the way. But we borrowed a box of CDs, and we're in there as kids, just grabbing things out the box, not knowing what we're grabbing. Right. And two of the albums that I grabbed was the Chronic, Dr. Dre, and Tupac, Me Against the World, man. And when I played Me Against the World from front to back every day for that whole summer, that's when I fell in love as a fan with music. And fast forward years later, from being a kid to playing ball in the Bronx and growing up around Tony and the rest of the Terror Squad and those guys, it made me fall in love with the aspect of being an artist. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for those guys, and if it wasn't for Tupac starting that love into music and into hip hop, there wouldn't be International Nova right now.
Brother, let me tell you something. Yo, P Money, if he was lying about that whole story right there, that's a perfect story to tell in an interview when somebody asks you how you loved hip hop. He stole the CD that started it all.
Yo,
that's an amazing story, Nova. Amazing.
But let me tell you how it comes full circle, though, right?
Tell me, please.
And everybody knows I'm a huge Tupac and the Outlaws fan, and I was a huge Hussein Fatal fan from the Outlaws, man. When I signed my first deal with Spectra and Sony, I had a budget. I'm a kid from the Bronx. I got a budget. I'm trying to get everybody on this album. I had my brother Fred the Godson. Rest in peace, my brother Fred. I had Christian Dior. Of course, my brother Tony Sunshine. But I reached out to Hussein Fatal of the Outlaws. And I was like, yo, I'm a fan. How much to get a feature? You know what I mean? And it's because of you guys that, I started doing this music thing. And he hit me back. I was like, bro, I'm a fan of you. Like, send me something. I got you.
Yeah.
And I sent Fatal 4 records, thinking and hoping he was going to pick one record.
Right.
And in 3 days, I got all 4 records back from Fatal, 4 different verses.
Look at that.
And he was like, yo, bro, I'm a fan. Like, let's build, man. And that started a friendship between me and Fatal before he passed. And for me, that always comes back full circle, because not only did Tupac start me being a fan of music and falling in love with hip hop, to then working with the Outlaws and working with Fatal, to then moving to Atlanta and being in the Tupac movie. So it all comes full circle.
Dope. I love that, man. I love that. And you see that right there? That's the power of the love of the music, man. When somebody sends you something like that and they jump on everything, that's like, yo, you can't do nothing but respect that.
Yeah, and the culture, man. Because I feel like I tell people all the time, hip hop, even reggaeton and Afro, it goes beyond the music. It's the culture behind the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's a beautiful thing to even hear that.
Yeah.
Because nobody really ever gets into those aspects of how they got started and just them moving. You're from the Bronx.
Yeah.
You're from the Bronx, right?
Yeah. Fordham Road, right. University Avenue.
Right. Yeah. Like right there. I probably rolled past you a couple of times, didn't even know it was
Mm,
you. Like
Yeah, because
because
you're from Queens, right?
no, I'm from Harlem.
Are you from Harlem? Okay, okay.
yes, sir.
Harlem. Like
Yeah.
literally like 10 minutes to get over the bridge, get over Jimmy Bronx Cafe, all that. Like I
And
was
Man.
I'm
over
from
there
Brooklyn, and I'm from
whole
Brooklyn. So the only time I was uptown is probably going
Oh,
to see a
you
chick or
from
something
East,
like
yeah,
that. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
You
so
know what's crazy, man? And Jimmy's, you said Jimmy's. Jimmy's was the home base for a lot of
right,
us in the Bronx, man. And
right. So it was right there. You was talking Terror Squad and all that. Like there was a lot of people that I was around that I didn't even know I was around when I was around them. Like it was that kind of thing.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, same thing for me. You know, and you know it's funny, being around those guys, and as I kind of started to find my way as an artist in New York, being around guys like Mr. Cheeks, you know what I mean, Mike Geronimo, some of the guys from G Unit, you know what I mean. The Lost Boys was big at the time, so you know, of course, my brother and his Terror Squad team. But even beyond that, when I first was a kid, being around music and trying to dabble in it when I was in high school, one of the first people I worked with was I was around the whole Africa Bambaataa scene, the Cold Crush brothers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Jam Master Jay, DJ Wizard, Grand Wizard Theodore, all these different people who were like huge and pioneers in hip hop. I was a kid, man, 13, 12,
You didn't even realize how big they were back then.
no idea who these people were.
Uh-huh.
I just see them every day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And as I started to find out who I was and dive into being an artist, they looked out for me, man, and they held me down. And you know, now like I run into Grandmaster Cash every now and then when I go into the Bronx, and it's always like, yo, bro, I'm proud of you. And it's like, damn, I you know, I appreciate that because I still have a long way to go, but
Mhm.
because of those guys and guys like that, I've been able to accomplish a lot, and it's a blessing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And a lot of people don't have that behind them. You know, they're putting that battery in their back, man. And it's lovely to
Yeah,
see the um the OGs kind of like pass the torch, so to speak. You know what I mean? And then watch you run with the glow, man. That's beautiful, man. That's a beautiful thing.
yeah,
BX,
that's
stand up.
definitely a blessing.
Yo, but I want to ask you
Yeah,
how much of your humility, because just in the few minutes that we have connected on here, you have a lot of humility. How much
yeah.
has that added to your success in being an artist?
You know, so I think first and foremost, I gotta thank my mom, man, because if it wasn't for for Mama Nova, I wouldn't be the person I am. You know what I mean? I think that
Shouts out to Mama Nova.
yeah, shouts
Oh,
out to Mama. She's back in DR right now, but shout out to my mom, man. If it wasn't for my mom, you know, we all know growing up in New York is crazy, and
really?
a lot of my people is either dead or in jail. And I know it sounds like a story that everybody tells, but it's real life for me. Like a lot of the kids I grew up with is either locked up or they dead. And if it wasn't for my mom and people around me to kind of, you know what I'm saying, guide me and be like, nah, play ball, do that, don't do this, or do the music thing, don't do this, I wouldn't be here. But one of the things that she definitely put in me is humility, man. And it's the fact that life is short, right? We can be here today and gone tomorrow. So
Facts.
why act like we're bigger than the next person? You know, what I mean, we got a talent that we were blessed with, but if we're not using this talent to really help out the people around us and even people that we don't know, then what are we really doing? You know what I mean? And I've always kept that as I kind of progress in my career, and where I'm at now. It's something that I rely heavily on, bro, because I feel like a lot of artists, we lose ourselves in this celebrity stuff and who we think we are. But at the end of the day, we're human beings. And I feel like if nothing else, COVID has shown us that we can be here today and gone tomorrow, literally.
Man.
You know what I
Man.
mean? I feel like, why not be humble? Why not have the humility to, be who you are as a person, not this artist, this stigma that we all see, but be who you are as a person. Like Nova's my real name. So beyond being international Nova, I'm gonna be Nova 24/7 because that's who I am. And that comes from my family, that comes from my upbringing, that comes from the Bronx. And that's why, I always take the Bronx with me. You can take the kid out the Bronx, but you can't take the Bronx out the kid. And
Hmm.
That is a fact. And then there's a lot of nonprofits that you are associated with. So
yeah.
let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it goes back to how I was raised. And, So I haven't told this story much, right? As a kid, I remember being in the Bronx and we was in a house, man, and we grew up in the projects in the hood, and I remember there was a shootout outside, right? A full blown shootout, and I'm a kid looking through the window watching the whole shootout. As soon as the shootout was over, there was people lying in the middle of the street. My mom ran full speed outside with a blanket, trying to do what she was a nurse. So her first instinct was to go out there and save people. It wasn't who's shooting. You know what I mean? I should stay inside and not do this. So as a kid, watching her fight for people who didn't have a voice, who didn't have a chance to do anything for themselves, it's one thing that I always said to myself, when I have that power, that celebrity, I'm going to try to use it to help others. And that's what I'm always striving to do, man. And whether it's animals and Lifeline organization, everybody who knows me loves. I'm a dog person. I got 2 pits. I feel like they're the most misunderstood type of dog out there, and they're the most lovable dogs out there. So I'm fighting for stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? But to come to Atlanta, to come to Georgia, to be chosen to be their brand ambassador for the state of Georgia on the biggest animal organization in Georgia, it's a blessing. Because for me, I'm fighting for those who can't fight for themselves. Animals can't speak. That's part. They're very smart animals, but they can't communicate. So I try to be the voice for them. You know what I mean? And beyond the animals, we're doing a lot of things for kids and single mothers. And me growing up in a single mother household, that's always been very big for me too. Is to provide some type of stability, some type of help for those who don't have that help, who don't have that family or organization around them, and hope that me and my team can help with that.
P Money, I'm telling you, boy.
I don't even know what to say behind it.
The ladies are not gonna stop emailing us about this one. As soon as he said he loved pit bulls, it was a wrap. I heard all of the pussies get moist at one time.
Yo,
they're gonna be throwing it at him like frisbees when they see him at the airport. You feel me?
Listen, Pitts is my babies, man.
Yo, but I don't know if it's the Bronx thing or the York thing.
Yeah.
Like all the dogs that I've ever had, not all of them, the majority of them with either pits or pit mixes or whatever.
It's definitely a New York thing. That's definitely a New York.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, but they're definitely misunderstood.
Yeah,
they're definitely misunderstood. But my purebred pit, she was loving. I had a Roddy pit mix, and he was amazing.
Yeah,
I was like, he's never gonna let nothing happen to the household because he gonna hold it down.
See, and the thing is, unless you're an animal person, or let me even say animal, unless you're a dog person, you don't understand that bond between the owner and the dog, right? Like, right. I had 3 pits. Now I got 2. My baby passed away about 2 years ago, almost now. Female. She died when she was 15. I had that dog from the minute she was 4 weeks old to the day she turned 15. And she lived with me when I lost my home. My apartment burned down in the Bronx. I lived out of my car for 2 weeks. She was there with me. You know what I mean? When I moved to Atlanta and started to kind of do my thing out here, she was there with me. And anybody who knows me knows, man, when I lost Princess, I was depressed for like 6 months, man. That was my baby. I still got 2 boys. I got a 6-year-old pit that's a red nose, 120 pounds. And I got a blue nose gator that's about 4 years old. It's about 95 pounds. But those are my babies. You know what I mean? And again, I think that it goes back to what I seen my mom do as a kid. And that's, fight for those who can't fight for themselves, whether it's human or whether it's animals. I'm going to always do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. You being a dog owner and everything, and being a someone who suffered a loss. Would you, if you had, God forbid, only one dog, would you go out and get another dog, like a pit bull puppy or something like that?
So I'm struggling with that now because like I said, I got 2 more boys. Right. But I always told myself I could never get me another female dog to replace Princess. Like that, that was that dog was my heart, man. But I think just like when we lose somebody close to us, I think that the easiest way to overcome that is to bond with something else or somebody else or another animal.
Right.
I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I ever get another female dog because that was just too close. Like that was my baby. But
Yeah.
as far as boys, I think that I would continue getting boys.
Uh-huh.
Again, I think I'm a very big pit bull lover,
Advocate. Yeah.
ambassador for lover, and advocate for pit bulls because
Hmm.
again, they're so misunderstood, man. I think that we have this stigma, or the people are not, outside the hood has this stigma of pit bulls being these angry animals, and that's not the case. They're the most lovable animals on the planet. But just like humans and kids, if you raise your kids the wrong way, they're gonna go out there and do the
Hmm.
wrong things. And it's the same thing
Absolutely.
with
Absolutely. Well, I think that stigma was put on us by, people who uh, may want to put a negative narrative along with our community. You know what I'm saying? Usually the pit owners are black and brown people,
yes,
and then they want to, kind of put the same stigma on us as well, that we're angry, or we're disruptive, or, we're
the
going to cause
animals.
trouble, right? Or that
Yeah,
we're animals, So people a lot of times they try to put that stigma on things that they don't understand or that they fear. You feel what I'm saying? So that I think that's where that whole thing comes from, man. And it's unfortunate because, like you said, they're lovable. They're very lovable. It's a very lovable breed, very smart breed. Um,
very-
and it's just it's unfortunate they caught up in our mess, so to speak. But we can only thing we can do is continue to display the opposite of what the stigma is trying to put out there.
And when it comes to the pit breed, right? I really want people to understand that is, and I don't know if it's the reason why black and brown people relate to it so much,
Uh-huh.
mhm.
but a pit breed is a worker breed,
Yeah,
right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
us being black and brown people, we only know what it is to work, right?
yeah,
You give us a duty, that's what we do.
yeah.
What's crazy?
Right?
I've never thought about it like that, but that makes a lot of sense, honestly, man.
No,
That's
it
crazy.
does because we I've had I've had them,
Yeah.
and those the pit breeds, the mixed breeds that deal with the pits, they need a job to do to
So you're
be able
saying
to
that
do.
you're saying the pit bulls is the Jamaicans of the dog world? They got about 3-4 job. They
But they do them
got
very,
5 job.
very well. They do them
What's
very,
crazy?
very
I'm gonna tell y'all what's crazy, right? And people always laugh at me about this. I can go. I was in Puerto Rico, right? I was in Puerto Rico for like a month shooting some videos, and in Puerto Rico, there's a lot of animals, a lot of misplaced animals. Dude,
well.
I was running up to pit bulls and just petting them and playing with them, and my team was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Right?
Yeah, yeah.
The minute I see a cat,
They say
but the
he's
minute I
loco.
see a cat, I'm running the entire other way, bro.
Oh
I'm
yeah, you don't
scared.
like cats.
I'm completely scared of cats, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, I do
Wow.
not mess with cats at all.
Yeah, I
Pit
know
bulls, I'm good
a
to
couple
go.
people who
Big
don't
ass
rock with
cane
cats for
torso,
some
I'm
reason.
good to go. A
Yeah.
miniature cat, I'm running the other way.
I know this female, she doesn't like cats to the point like she's like you. She's literally like scared of them. She's like, I don't trust them. She's like, look at their face. He's like, they
Yeah,
just I don't know. There's just something
bro. I,
about them. I just don't like.
I have panic attacks. When I'm around cats, I have panic attacks. I was in Puerto
Yeah,
Rico laying on we was at the pool and I'm just laying poolside, and this
yeah,
cat came out of nowhere and just sat next to me. Dude, I
yeah,
jumped off my seat, jumped into the
yeah,
pool. Like
yeah,
my boys were telling me, I was trying to walk. I was trying to skip through the pool
yeah.
like it was concrete.
You're trying
I
to
was
walk on water
so
like Jesus.
scared. I was so scared, bro.
Man, let me tell you, man, the funny thing about that is cats, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care
At
about
all.
nobody, B. The only
At all.
person they care about is the motherfucker filling up that cat bowl. That's it. They don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
us, B. You
Yeah.
feel me? That's their temperament. That's it. The only thing they're looking for is a place to take a nap.
I'm telling you. I'm
That's
telling you.
it.
But same thing as dog owner. Cat owners love the animals, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But for
yeah,
me,
for sure, for sure,
I'm
for
not a
sure.
cat person at all. Definitely not a cat person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But
usually one
those,
or the other.
yeah,
Yeah.
and those are definitely misunderstood, especially when they look a certain way. But is
Yeah.
when we sit there and we relate to the way we were treated, right?
Yeah.
Because we look a certain way, we get mistreated, and there's this misconception of who we are.
I get
Yeah.
Dog
it.
dog lovers and pit bull lovers. I love me big dogs all the time. I
Yeah, me
think
too.
dogs have a purpose in our lives. Dogs have always been bred to be protected. But when dogs protect, we sit there and then we want to throw in the box. But that's the job that we gave them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we legit gave them that job. Like you said, King Corso. I
Them dogs
I'm
are
still
huge.
I'm still waiting to get my hands on one of those. My my mix was a Roddy Pittman,
Mm.
and he was just massive. People saw him, they crossed the street, and if
Oh
there
wow.
wasn't another side to the street, they walked alongside the highway, like they was on the service road because he was just that big.
Yeah,
But
He
yeah.
wasn't no parts
he
of that.
was, but he was definitely like I don't even know how to describe him, and his name was Yukon because that's how big he was.
Yukon.
Wow.
Yukon,
Shouts out to
and,
Yukon.
and
Uh,
shout out to Yukon, and he was one of those animals that was just a teddy bear. He was
Yeah.
huge. He was
yeah,
huge to the human eye, but
yeah.
he's like, yo, just love me. You want to pet me? I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna lay next to you. I'm gonna do that. That was him, and it's just the whole misconception of what an animal looks like to what a person looks like to what we perceive as danger.
Right, I'm gonna tell you this story. Right, I was every time I think about that, I start laughing. So I had Bone Crusher and PD Pablo in my studio, in my house. So
Right.
I got a full blown studio in my crib, and I always tell people before they come to the house, I got dogs. Like if you scared of dogs, this is not the house to be in because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lock my dogs up. It's my babies. So I told Bone, I'm like, yo, did you tell PD that? He's like, yeah, he's good, he's good. Okay, cool. First time meeting PD. Bro, so they were walking into the studio, and Petey just heard Fat Boy, which is my 120-pound dog, Keone, run down the stairs.
Yeah.
He's like, "What the hell is that?" So he sees him down the stairs. He just takes off. Now, Petey is literally running around my house at this point, right? And Fat Boy is chasing him. But
Oh shit.
Fat Boy, he's playing. We're playing. This is the
Right.
game.
Right.
Fat Boy's
Right.
running around, and then my dog smiles. So he shows
Yeah.
his teeth, but he's smiling. So.
Yes. Yeah, but let me guess.
Oh,
Petey doesn't think he's smiling.
exactly. Bone is laughing. He's rolling on the chair. Bone's wife is laughing. I'm like, bro, he doesn't bite. Just stop running. He's chilling. No, chill. So we're in this at this point. We're laughing. He's done. He done ran around the house like 3 or 4 times at this point. So now we're in the studio looking through the glass door. PD literally, and if you guys know PD is a big dude. He literally dives into the studio and kicks the door closed with his foot. And he's like sweating. 5-10 minutes later, he's literally in my backyard playing with the dog, running around with the dog.
See how it goes.
Literally, no more than 5 or 10 minutes later.
Oh my
You
god!
realize, it's okay. He's not going to bite you. He's having fun with you. And again, I just feel like the same way we treat our kids, the same way we raise our kids, is the same way you raise these animals. As long as you raise them with the right intentions, with the right guidelines, and the boundaries.
Yeah. Yes.
They're amazing dogs, man. Amazing.
That's an important word that you just used right there, and a lot of people need to realize that how important that is as well. Boundaries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to give them some sort of discipline, and I always say that to single mothers, especially of young children. You know what I mean? I know it's tough. I know it's tough on your own, but if you don't give that child that discipline now, you know who's going to discipline them later? The system.
The system.
So you better instill it in them early. You know what I'm saying? Let them give them rules and boundaries and limitations, just like Caesar Milan said. Sometimes you got to hit them with that. You feel what I'm saying?
Listen, and I'm Dominican, so I've raised my dogs like my mom raised me. So
that's right.
A little tete quieto sometimes works. So
those work for real. Yo.
So Nova, you said early. So Nova, go ahead. Go ahead, P. I don't want to cut you off. Make your point.
And then you saying that with the whole Spanish things. Me being Puerto Rican, you being Dominican. There's a lot of sayings that I could really rock with, and some of my real cool people is Dominican. My first baby mother, Dominican. Like I got a couple baby moms, but we ain't even gonna get into that. But right. But my man's at work was like, yo, if no, If no te veo, métele dedo. Like there's a whole like yo, if I don't see you, you need to take care of yourself kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, métete el
Yo
dedo.
te cojo, te mojo. Like I gotta give it to y'all because y'all really got some saying.
Dos a
Y'all,
curva
for your ass.
dos a curva y un freno.
yo,
Like
I'm telling
all them curves and me with no brakes. Like yeah, some of them
yo,
old school Dominicans was smooth with it though, bro.
smooth, definitely smooth with it. And I really, but I could identify with where you came from, your upbringing, and your
Yeah,
music.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
music really identifies with that. It's just who you are.
It has all of those elements that you mentioned earlier. It definitely, you can hear it. Every
Yeah.
little piece of it is in there.
So one of the things that I like to put into my so first of all, I'm very comfortable being me, right? I'm at a point in my life that I understand who I am as a person, as an artist, as a philanthropist. So I'm very comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I think that I like to portray that in my music, whether it's a party record, a female record, when I'm in a club, or I'm outside, we shooting up, like I mean. I portray that in my music. I don't lie in my music. I don't put a false narrative. Everybody who
As you should. As you should. Yeah.
yeah, so everybody who knows me is I'm about women, I'm about sports, I'm about this, I'm about that, but I do got a crazy temper. So, it's all of that is in my music. So it's kind of like I try to, as much as I can, just be free, be honest in who I am, and put that in the music. And whether you accept it or not, that's up to you. But I'm putting it in there. You know what I mean? And I think that's missing a lot from the music today. I think that everybody thinks it's cool to be this and to be that, but they're not authentically being themselves.
Yes,
And I think that's what the music is lacking right now.
Yes, sir. The authenticity.
Authenticity.
Yeah, and I think that that's super duper important. And for those of the listeners that are tuning in
Mhm.
from the Bronx, but you in Georgia right now.
I'm in Atlanta right now. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you in the ATL doing the music. So now this is somebody from the Bronx being in Atlanta right now. How does the music scene treat you different from being from one place to the next? Right? Because that's a 17-hour, 15, 16-hour car ride from the Bronx.
It's two different worlds, bro. Two different worlds.
Is it?
And Ti is always talking about he's always trying to rehash the whole New York hate the South, and vice versa and all of that. So
I'm gonna be honest with
I
you.
guess P wants to tell he wants the skinny. How have you been received? How did the
So
people treat you knowing you from the Bronx? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. In the very beginning, I mean, it's still two different worlds, right? New York is New York, no matter
No
where
doubt.
you go.
No
A
doubt.
place like
No
New York.
doubt.
Atlanta is beautiful in its own right, but it's completely different.
Right.
In the very beginning of me being here, I remember one thing that Bone Crusher told me, and he's like, "Bro, don't come here and try to be Atlanta. Be you.
Right.
Continue being you."
Right.
He's like, "We don't f with people from New York, but we f with you."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I was like, "Damn, well, like I ain't take it serious at the time, but as I've been here more and more, I'm like, I see what he meant."
Yeah.
Because, to everybody outside of New York that's not from New York has felt like, yo, we birthed hip hop, which we did.
Yeah.
And it's ours, right? You can't have it. It belongs to us.
Mm-hmm.
To us, that's just being New York, right? That's just our swag. That's our demeanor. But to everybody outside of New York, we were very arrogant. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because I'm the opposite of that, but when people met me here in Atlanta, they expect me to be a certain way. And then when I wasn't that, it was like, yo, you're so dope. Like, what's up? Like, let's work. And one thing I told people when I first moved to Atlanta, one of the biggest differences I found in the music industry was that if they rock with you in Atlanta, there's no money involved. They're just going to rock with you. You don't have to pay for this or pay for that. I was very lucky that my first day in Atlanta, I met two people. One was Bone Crusher. Two was Dave Tolliver from Men at Large.
Okay.
Both
that's my G right there.
Yeah, both of them became big brothers out here. You know what I mean? Dave, I literally just spoke to Dave a couple hours ago. Bone, through the last year or so, we don't speak as much because I've gotten really, really busy. But first couple years here, we were inseparable. And through Bone and through Dave, I met everybody in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, being to the point that Bone was in my house every day, Music Soul Child was in my house every day, different people like that. You know what I mean? I've been able to work and meet everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm also lucky that I look different than anybody in Atlanta, right? So I can go somewhere and somebody that I haven't seen in 2 years is gonna be like, "Oh shit, Nova,"
Yeah.
and bro, I don't even think you recognize me because But case in point, I had met Ms. Deb through Bone, and seen her several times, right? Waka
Right.
Flocka mom.
Right.
Always
Yeah.
showed
Yeah.
me
Yeah. We
love,
know Miss Deb.
always showed me, the most respect, the most love. I ain't seen her in like 2 years.
Yeah.
I went to an event a few months ago, a movie premiere, and I'm on the red carpet. I'm taking pictures. All I hear is Nova, and I'm like, it's so packed. I'm like, who the hell is calling me?
Yeah.
And my boy's like, yo, Miss Deb? And I'm like, yeah, where's she at? So it's like a movie. The crowd cleared, and she's
Yeah.
like, come here, give me a big hug. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
now
Yeah.
ever since then, we speak all the time,
Yeah.
but she always showed me so much love when she didn't have to.
Yeah.
And at the time, I wasn't anybody, but she always showed me love. And then that first night, we had a conversation. She was like, yo, what's been going on with you? So I've been telling her, I'm doing Spanish and this and that. And she's like, yo, call me tomorrow. I got something for you. And it's gotten to the point now where me and Dev speak all the time because, again, she always showed me love. David Banner, I met David Banner once or twice in passing.
Right.
We went to the BMF premiere a couple nights ago, and a friend of mine wanted to take a picture with David Banner.
Yeah.
And his first reaction was like, yo, bro, I'm tired. I've been taking pictures all night.
Yeah.
Turned around and saw me. He was like, oh, shit, Nova, what's up? How you been?
Wow.
And he's like, yo, that's your boy. And I'm like, yeah, that's my guy. He's like, all right, come on, let's all take a picture.
Yeah.
And it's those type of things, man, that type of love and that type of respect from the OGs and even the new guys here in Atlanta. But I think it's because I came here and I'm still me. Everywhere I go, people know I'm from New York because of the way I talk, the way I look, the way I walk, and they respect it and show me love. And and it's always a love thing. But I do. There is a unspoken thing between Atlanta and Georgia and New York. Sorry, but there's so many people that live in Atlanta that are from New York that I feel like it's nowhere near as big as it was as far as that tension.
Right.
Because a lot of New Yorkers came down here and they live here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why you were embraced the way that you were embraced too is because, like you say, you always remain yourself. And the thing about the ATL and then the South for that matter is that they can, just like New York, they can smell a phony. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not gonna, exactly. So when you're real and you're authentic and you're being yourself and you're not forcing it, then they fucks with that. You know what I'm saying? Because we always say on this show, when you force it, it feels forced, and the people can pick up on it.
All the time.
All the
So
time,
just
man.
be genuinely you, whether it's corny, whether it's whatever, just be you. And I think that goes much further than I told somebody else the other night. You can be the dopest dude in the world. But if they don't fuck with you, they don't fuck with you.
That's it, man.
You can be an okay artist, but if they rock with you, they're gonna go to bat for you. And that's gonna open up a lot more doors than you being an asshole, being the dopest person in the world.
Yes, sir. Because it's all about building those relationships in any industry, the music, business, anything that you do, man. You got to build those good relationships with people, man. And,
I agree.
Far. So we're gonna discuss this new music.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Controller right quick. There's no video right now. There's only the audio.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So we're gonna get into that. But I just want to say this, and I'm gonna put it out there that one, there's a lot of movements going on with WEMS radio and the spot and everything else. And once we can get you in the studio in Atlanta, because we probably gonna be in Fayetteville or whatever. Probably real close to you. It's gonna be
Fayetteville was about 30 minutes away.
Right. So we gonna work on that. So that's gonna be probably early next year where we could get you in the building and we just sit down and we just chop it up and we have a good time. Like legit good time.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. You guys family now. So.
Yeah, so we got this. We're gonna link it up. So I want you to introduce this Controller joint for the people so that they know what it is, what's going on, and just your motivation behind it.
Man, Controller, funny as it sounds, came from me getting my hair braided and just going through different beats on my computer. I heard the beats of Controller. I
Yeah.
produced my own records. This record I actually didn't produce,
Okay.
but I heard the beat and I'm getting my hair done and I start mumbling and I'm like, yo, give me 20 minutes. I got to run downstairs. I laid down the hook.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, yeah. At the time, I was producing, and I'm still producing. Me and my partner, Petey Pablo's new album, and we had just gotten to a conversation the next day, and he's like, "Yo, you did all these records for me. Like, let me get on one of your records." And I'm like, "I'm doing Latin now." He's like, "Nah, just send me the record." Sent him the record. I went for a walk to walk the dog. Came back 20 minutes later, and his verse was in my inbox, and the rest is history. We put the record out just as a teaser to see, what the people think of me doing Spanish now, fully Spanish. Yeah. And the record took off, man. And the reason why we don't have a video is because we've been playing catch up on this record. The record got so big, it ended up being my biggest record of my career. And I haven't had a chance to shoot a video because we're doing interviews, we're doing press, we're doing shows. But we're almost at 1 million streams on the record. It just charted on Shazam. It's doing some big things across the world in Latin America. I was trending in Santo Domingo. I was trending in Colombia and Puerto Rico. It's doing some really big things, man. So this is my new single, Controller, by your boy International Nova, the Prince of the Bronx. And yeah, let's get it, man.
Let's get it, y'all.
Yeah. International. It's Nova, baby. No fui para mí, estás muy bien. Si estás sola, no puedes estar sobre mí. Para mí, the way you move in that body, you make me not wanna leave. Ella me controla, mueve como cobra. Cuando ella toca, no puede parar. Despierta con la luna, belleza no se tumba. Ven aquí, mami. No se puede olvidar, no se puede olvidar. Ella me controla, shorty, she be down to ride, she be my soldier. Una queen, mi tesora, yo un estudiante y ella profesadora. Ella sí me cae, nos vamos for the night, as long as I'm next to you. Como un controla. Ella me controla. Ella me controla. Ella me controla. Ella me controla, mueve como cobra. Cuando ella toca, no puede parar. Despierta con la luna, belleza no se tumba. Ven aquí, mami, ven aquí. No se puede olvidar, no se puede. Ella me controla, mueve como cobra. Ella me controla. Cuando ella toca, no puede parar. No puede parar. Despierta con la luna, belleza no se tumba. Ven aquí, mami. No se puede olvidar, mamá, no se puede olvidar.
And we back, y'all.
I got two questions. Number one,
Yeah.
who did the production?
So that actual beat came from one of my producers in Germany, man. New kid that I just started working with. I ain't gonna lie to you, I can't even remember his name right now because we're running around so much. But we got a couple other records coming as well that we did together. I've been very lucky, bro. I've never, and this is one of the craziest things, right? I ran into a producer of mine that I had worked with back in my street corner days. For those guys that know how I came up in this game, Street Corner is one of the first groups I was in. And we did a lot of stuff overseas. And at the time, we were working with a producer by the name of OZ. He was 18. We were 20 at the time, so he wasn't that much older. Yeah. And we were his first artist that he ever worked with. NY Swag, for those of you guys that know, my NY Swag record was a big YouTube record. He produced it. I lost contact with the kid over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. I turned around and found him on Instagram. The kid got 10 platinum plaques. He's Drake's main producer right now. But I've been lucky. I've been able to find dope producers that believed in who I was and my talent, and I believe in theirs, man. And this is somebody that the same thing. You know, I was in a position where I was kind of tricked into doing Spanish because at first I didn't want to do it. You know, I wanted to do hip hop and stay doing hip hop.
Right.
And but he was one of the producers, him and Gabe Acosta, who really believed in what I was doing and believed that this was the road for me to take now. And, you know, I'm forever indebted to those guys, man. And you know, the rest is history. Contola is almost at 1 million streams. It's doing big things. It's on TV. It's on the news.
We gonna get a video.
Yeah. So, you know, right now I'm not sure because we're about to drop the next single in October.
Right. That's why I asked you.
So, you know, we're kind of going back and forth of does it even make sense to shoot a video anymore?
Right.
Or do we go to the next single or two ready? Because I feel like that was the problem. The problem was we didn't think this was going to be the record.
Right.
It ended up being the record. And then we started to play catch up. So I don't want to do that again. I want to have videos. We're working on a documentary of this whole album. So we're going to have a lot of content for the fans.
So now, do you feel sort of with this last record being so successful with no video, do you now feel like a certain pressure with the new project? Because I know there's going to be visuals with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, there is, right? Because Contola. I mean, let me say that.
Contola, yes,
opened the door, so many doors for me in the Latin scene. Right. You know, I just got a really huge opportunity that fell on my lap yesterday that as soon as I'm done here, I got to head to the studio and do a feature for somebody that's huge. Okay, and
keep it quiet.
Yeah. And
yes,
Contola,
sir.
Contola is what was able to open that door for me and those type of doors. But I do feel like we missed an opportunity with not having a video. But I feel like it was a great blessing, a great thing in the skies, because now we can really concentrate on making this next record. The video will be monumental, and hopefully it does what Contola has done or even better going forward.
Do you see now that you're okay, like you said, you're going to do a feature for a Latin artist, somebody who's big, with the whole reggaeton scene and everything growing and getting larger? And, you know I see the Annuels and the Bad Bunnies and everything starting to blow like they supposed to. You know what I mean? Do you feel like that's going to be more what you're leaning towards now, because that wave is getting so much larger than, you know what I mean, than it has been before? Or you think you're going to also incorporate the old hip hop that you started to do in the beginning?
Well, I feel like if you guys are fans of Contola, you're going to be fans of the album. The album's pretty much done at this point. It's, you know, one thing that I'm going to always include is hip hop, because I'm from the Bronx, so I can't escape that. But
you can't.
My music is a gumbo of hip hop, R&B, reggaeton, Afro. You know what I mean? It's just one thing. You know what I mean?
Like that word gumbo.
Yeah, and you know, that's who I am. Like, I'm not trying to sound like anybody else. I'm not trying to be Ozuna. I'm not trying to be Bad Bunny. I love those guys for what they do, but what I do is different, and what I do is what makes Nova Nova, and that's what made Contola be so dope, because I'm singing, I'm rapping on the record, I'm rapping in English and Spanish, and I'm singing in both languages, and I feel like it was able to really capture a lot of people's ears. And I'm really big on melody. Like I'm an R&B head, so I love melodies.
Yes.
So it took me a while to find who International Nova is as a singer, because, you know, I didn't sing before this album, but now that I know who I am and I know my tone and my voice, I be having fun, man. I'm having so much fun just working on this project and doing my mixture of Latin music, because I feel like it's giving me that excitement that I kind of lost when I moved to Atlanta, because I got tired of hip hop, to be honest. I got tired of everybody trying to sound the same. I got tired of everybody having the word little in their name. And I felt like I needed to fit that mold to get popping. And that wasn't me, you know? So doing what I'm doing now really motivated me, man. It really got me excited to work again. It really got me happy to get in the booth, and whether I'm doing a record for me or I'm writing another record for artists like Ricky Martin, who I just did, it's exciting. It's an exciting process.
And that's
and,
why he
and then,
became. He's tired of the Lil P money. That's why he became
No,
international.
no, I'm not. You know, listen, I'm not tired of that. I'm not tired of that. You know, I
No,
love the
no,
way that
no.
they
You good? You good? We
guys,
brother
but
man. Look,
I'm just,
hey, let your nuts hang. It's all good.
I can't be somebody else. I can only be me, man. You know,
No
so
doubt.
for me, I got to find my own lane and find my own ride in this roller coaster.
That's why you.
and
That, hey,
then
and you're doing it, brother. You're doing it. You're doing it, man.
Thank you, thank you.
and this just happened, and this is a perfect timing for this particular interview because this is Hispanic
Spanish
heritage.
Heritage Month. Yep. Yes, it
Right.
is.
So
Let me
it's
tell you
just
what's crazy. Let me tell you what's crazy. Sorry to cut you off, bro. I just got
no problem.
interviewed by the BNC News Channel.
Dope.
Mhm.
Dope.
The BNC News Channel. For those guys that don't know what the BNC is, the Black News Network, Black News Channel. It's a
Mm-hmm.
huge news network. I was a first interview for Hispanic Heritage Month.
Dope.
Wow.
Dope.
I'm not Bad Bunny, I'm not Daddy Yankee, I'm not those huge artists. And I
Mm-hmm.
was still chosen to be the first one at the interview for Hispanic Heritage Month. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show that our music transcends who we are as our ethnicity, our
Yes.
color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music is the universal language of the world. And I feel like whether you're black, whether you're Spanish, whether you're white, Asian, Indian, whatever you are, music is that universal language that if we both like the same music, we're gonna put our differences to the side for at least 3 minutes until this song is over. The time and party. And I feel
Yes,
like
sir. That's it.
continues to do, man, with everything going on in the world, music continues to at least hide that for a second and allow us to, forget about what we going through outside because we in here rocking out for a couple hours with some music.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
And
That's
it
it.
just
Brings
hits
us
that
together.
way, and it's just a beautiful thing. And I can't even say it better than you just said it because I agree with that 110%. Like it's just one of those things that is universal.
Yeah.
And our music doesn't show color. It
It
shows
bonds
our
us.
Amen.
struggle.
Amen.
It shows everything that we've been through. It's that thing that helps us all connect. But that's why there's always been restrictions on the music that has been put out, right?
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
they don't want everybody to come together.
exactly right. There is a control factor in what's being presented to the mass media, but I feel like that's what's so dope about social media, Instagram and Facebook and the internet now, because now you don't have to be. How many artists? I was looking at a stat the other day. First of all, Latin music controls over 75% of all music streamed globally.
Dope.
75% of all music.
Dope.
And then
Dope.
in that whole 75%, how many of these artists are independent artists? A lot of them. You know what I mean? And that's to the power of social media. That's to the power of the music that they're creating in their fan base. You know what I mean? So I feel like it can be controlled to a certain extent, but once you have your voice, like we said earlier, it's up to you to use your platform, use your celebrity to really, dial in and punch in the right things for the world to hear and to see. And for me,
Mm-hmm.
that's always gonna be what I do first and foremost. And on a side note, I just realized that there's a whole bunch of comments. What up, ladies? What's up?
I told you. I told you. Ever since you was talking about the dogs earlier, man, forget about it. They was on it.
What's up,
They was
ladies?
on it. We don't have too many artists that that have the culmination, have all of the elements, the R&B and the reggaeton. We don't have that too often. So yeah, they plug it in, they log it on and lock it in tonight, baby.
It's different, man. Somebody, it's funny. Somebody called me the Dominican Drake the other day. I thought it was hilarious. They're like, "Yeah, man, you're the Latin Drake." I
Hey,
was
hey,
like, "Yeah,
run with it, run with it.
I would
You
just
know what I
go with
mean?
it, man.
shout out,
Yeah,
Drizzy."
that's hey, but he started that singing and then came in with the rap and then he did his own controller. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hey, I see
Yeah,
it.
and that wasn't on purpose. Like after I put the record, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have named it something different because Drake had to control the record. But
Hey, hey,
things
whatever,
happen.
whatever. Man, look, if
But
they
it,
like it, just love it.
yeah,
Amen.
it's a beautiful thing, man. And I gotta say, before we get up out of here, it's it's super important that you main you have maintained in all the years that you've been doing music, that you have maintained the humility that you have. Shout out to your mom.
Thank you,
Shout
bro.
out to the way that you was raised. Shout out to just you being you, because I think that adds so much on to the way you connect with people when your music is delivered. Because you are who you are, and you are international Nova, regardless of what. right? And then, like he said,
Thank you.
his name is Nova.
Yeah,
He
my
just
name is
threw the
Nova. You know,
he just threw
and
the
There's
international
nothing
one.
fake. There's nothing fake about them. There's no artificial
yeah,
preservatives, no additives, no. You know what I'm
There's,
saying?
there's
but you
public
know what?
document.
I promise that that's always going to be me, man. I feel like however much more I got to do in this industry, it's never going to change who I am. You know what I mean? Like I said, my name is Nova International. Shout out to my brother Tony Sunshine. That's where International came from. He gave me that name.
Dope.
But
Shouts out Tony Sunshine.
you know who I am and who the person is, who Nova is as a person. I'm never going to let the celebrity or the music outshine who I am as an individual. And I feel like, as long as we stay grounded, no matter what we're doing, whether we're acting, whether we're doing music, whether we're the best teacher in the world, as long as you stay grounded and you have faith, family first, I think that the world is yours to conquer.
There it is, brother. Give the people
Yo,
you. Give the people you.
and that
Give.
statement right there. Wait, hold up. This is what that statement meant to me.
Blah, 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 blah,
He,
blah.
he done killed everybody. That's it. Straight
Give the
Bronx.
people. Give the people
Whole
your
time.
math, Nova, before we get up out of here. Give them your social and you know what I'm saying. Tell them where they can find the new music when it
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
drop.
All social media, International Nova, Nova. I respond back to the comments. I have fun. I slide in DMs. We get it cracking. All streaming platforms, International Nova, and my website too, man. I am internationalnova.com. We're about to start selling some merchandise. It's funny. I keep wearing some test pieces out here in Atlanta. And every time I go somewhere, they're stopping me like, "Yo, where can I get that shirt? Is it Fashion Nova? Is it this? Is it that?" I was
Perfect.
like, "No,
You
it's
say
me.
no. Say
It's
no,
Nova,
not
baby."
Fashion Nova. Not it's not Fashion Nova. It's International Nova.
Yeah, yeah. So it's actually, I'm running with the
Uh,
Nova Baby as the clothing line. So we got the Nova Baby merchandise coming. But just tap in with me, man. I love to have conversations. I love to tap in with my fans. If you know me, I crack a lot of jokes. So I'm always cracking jokes and doing something on Instagram. So just tap in with me.
there it
Yo,
is.
and I'm
Y'all
gonna
heard it
send
here.
you my math. So the next time I'm out there in in,
Yeah,
in, in ATL, like yo, we can link up, just chill,
let's
whatever.
do it.
Have a
Yeah, man.
drink.
You guys are
Have a-
family now. So anything I need from me, just let me know or let Leslie know.
Yeah,
I mean, we get it
yeah.
going.
No, but I'm gonna just look for the message from the station. And
Gotcha.
if there's a number that's gonna be directly to me, I'm gonna be out there in like about 2 weeks. So
Oh,
when
bet.
I'm
Okay.
out,
Yeah, let's
yeah,
tap
so
in.
I'm gonna be out there in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be in Vegas for a little bit, but when I get back, I'm gonna be out there a little bit or whatever. Yeah, I come through, pull up, yo, we chop it up, we talk,
Yeah,
or we
let's
have.
do it, bro. Yeah, we
I
here, man.
bring
That's easy.
bottles, we sit there, and and, you got dogs, so that's one of those. I love me some dog. I'm a dog lover.
Yeah, yeah. My, my,
I'm a
my baby,
dog
man.
lover. So
Beautiful dog.
There it is.
I would love to see all of them. And I'm not gonna run. I'm not a runner, so I'm gonna sit there. I'm not gonna
You
run
know what?
around.
Because I know you guys are gonna be
There
coming
it
out
is.
to Atlanta pretty soon. And even anybody in the comments and watching us, Lifeline Animal Project, man, is the biggest animal project in Georgia. We had the pleasure of having over 400 animals adopted in one weekend a couple weekends ago. It was the biggest weekend
Dope,
for them,
dope,
and it was
dope.
all primarily due to the International Nova fan base because they stepped up and really reposted and went hard on social media. So if you guys are looking for dogs, please tap in with Lifeline Animal Project. And even you guys, man, you might be coming to Atlanta. You might need some dogs for the station. You know what I'm
No, no,
saying?
no,
So
no, no. I
Hey,
do. I need a pit. I need a pit. Like I
there you
really
go.
do need a pit. So it's one of those. Me and you gonna talk. I
Yeah,
love
definitely,
me.
definitely, definitely.
I love me some pits. So I just think that, like you said, they very misunderstood. They're very
Yes.
loyal. They're very protective. So
Right.
I.
we definitely gonna connect on that. So yo,
That's
my
what it
brother,
is.
I
Nova,
appreciate
salute, brother. We appreciate you coming and chopping it up with us.
I
And get
appreciate you guys, man. Keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys got a dope platform. I had a great time with you guys, man. Anything you guys need from me, please let us know. You know what I mean? Shout out to the ladies in the comments, the ladies on my social media, all my
with the
fans around.
lady.
I love y'all. And again, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys, man. Much love.
nah, man. We good,
Always,
man.
always 100, 100, brother.
Yes, sir.
BX, stand up.
Stand up. All right, man. Later.
All right, y'all.
Later. Yo.
That might be the most. That might be the most ladies we had in the chat ever.
Gang, 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 gang. Like it was pow, pow, pow.
I could just hear the cats out there meowing. Anyway,
yeah,
man.
and he got the tattoo going across the chest that he was just exposing for a little bit. Like, I feel that I need the tattoo across the chest.
It's great to
down
with the little taco meat out. Oh, it's great to be. It's great to be a young man. It's great to be a young man. I tell you what.
I'm going to say this. I'm losing weight, feeling great. So you can
yes, sir.
Bones, right?
Yeah.
So I might have to just pop off with an open button down.
Look at real Miami. Look at real Miami.
Yo, for real. Yo, we didn't even get. I know we running over, but I want to running over, and it got nothing to do with International Nova, but we gotta get into the new school joint of the day.
Yeah, let's get that off.
We didn't get into it, and then after we come back from this, we out of here, y'all.
Up in the studio getting blowed to the realest shit I ever wrote, biggest blunt I ever smoked, baddest bitch I ever fucked, finest clothes I ever wore, fastest car I ever drove. These bars is like Bible quotes. These niggas try to assassinate my character. Say what? Nah, these niggas try to assassinate my character. Nah, they bugging. Like I won't load up all these guns and cause a massacre. Like I won't turn all they sons into some bastards, huh? Count money, smoke cigars, and I spray heaters. You claim my gang, right? That makes me your gang leader. You little niggas couldn't clean my Dior sneakers. I bought more diamonds. I